Score variance is real for just about everybody. There's really no such thing as consistency on the LSAT until you start scoring like between 175 and 180 every single time. There's a maximum limit that you can score, which is 180. And when people get really, really good at the test, they start to bang up against that maximum. And that's the only time that their scores are ever really going to be consistent. Even people who average 170 are probably going to score 174 some of the days and 166 other days. And it doesn't really have to mean anything. It's just kind of random variance. Maybe you got a little bit lucky when you scored the 174. Maybe you got a little bit unlucky when you scored the 166. Maybe the logic games suited you one day, but they didn't really suit you the next day. There's lots of ways that your score can just randomly, normally fluctuate. 50-50s, for example, if you narrowed it down to 2 and you knew that one of those 2 had to be the right answer, some days you're going to get them all right and some days you're going to get them all wrong. And that's why you're going to have natural variation in your practice test scores. You also are going to have natural variation in your official scores, because your official scores are really just another practice test for whatever upcoming official LSAT you're going to take. And so we need to take a long view with our LSAT prep, not really expect that we're going to have consistency on our practice test scores, also not expect that we're going to get any one particular number on our official score. We're going to just score somewhere within our range. Luckily, law schools only care about your highest score, and you're allowed to take it 3 times in one cycle or up to 5 times in 2 or more cycles. And law schools, really, they're only going to look at the high number when they decide who they're going to admit and who they're going to offer scholarships to. And because of that, the variance is actually your friend. You would prefer to have variance in your scores because only your high score is going to count. It's a bit of a bummer when you score below your practice test average on your first official attempt, but you just take it again. And if you score below your practice test average on your second attempt, then you take it again. And eventually you're going to get a score that at least reflects the middle of your practice test score range, but hopefully you'll get a little lucky and you'll end up with an official score on record that reflects the top of your practice test score range. And that's when you should consider declaring victory over the LSAT and moving on with your applications.